Good morning, my millionaire growth partners. My name is Otis Tucker, the world's first trillionaire. I am creating heaven on earth, people, and the way that I do it is by creating financial freedom for billions of people across this world. I am creating a million millionaires. I am the greatest leader that ever lived. I am God, people, and most important is that I manifest the words I speak. My message for you today, people, is that you cannot run from yourself. It's like most people don't realize it, but you're running from yourself because instead of facing your thoughts, you know, diving within, is that society have created so much distractions, man. So you'd rather be entertained, as much as possible. Whether it's TV shows or news or just living on social media or whatever the case is, man, is that people are running away from facing their reality. You know what I mean? And I say it that way because everybody got a different walk in life, man. A different path that you gotta follow. And it's like I really want you to really be aware, first of all, that you are not facing the things you ought to deal with, Like you have to be aware of your self-talk, to realize that, a lot of the conversation you're having about yourself is pretty negative, you know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, even if it's not drastically negative, it's like you have to just really get in the habit of just being aware of the thoughts you're having, man. And as you're aware, then you'll see the limiting thoughts that you have, the limiting self-talk. You know what I'm saying? And as you see them, the beautiful thing is that in real time, you can work on them. You can literally work on them because once you see them, identify them, then you can actually make conscious decision in that moment of time to change your thought, and it's like that's what creating your new reality is like. It's like in order to create something new, you first got to know what you have. It's like outside of the obvious, people, obviously, but it's like I really just want you to increase your awareness, man, in your thoughts, the conversation you're having, and just the patterns that are negatively affecting your lives. Because it's like bad habits is not something that you do once in a while. It's something that's been patterns that you've created over the years. And it's like once you're aware of those patterns, like, okay, I don't like the result I'm getting in this instant, then the question becomes, why am I getting this result, right? And as you start to think about it, the answer reveals itself to you, and you have to work on that. It's like the biggest ones for real is like as you go on this journey, man, it's like purifying your body, purifying yourself. It's like, it's like a great epiphany I was having last night. It's like you have to really, as you go on the spiritual journey, it's like your spirit is pure, 100% pure, like it's straight divine source. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, it's a lot of bad habits that we have, where it's counterproductive to our purpose in this world. And it's like what I saw, it's like our old way of being, it keeps trying to come back to the surface, because it's like as you're growing, people, and you get to where you're going in the spiritual realm, it's like it's a big lag. And the reason why there's a lag between the 5D world and the 3D world, which is the spiritual realm, the 5D world, and this world, the 3D world, is that the old way of being, the habits that you've formed over decades, man, it keeps trying to resurface itself. And it's like, it's just, it's good though to be able to identify what's happening though. So that way you can actually make a conscious choice in that moment of time and say, okay, that is the way that I used to be. I'm no longer that way anymore. The new me is, and start thinking about what the new you is. You know what I'm saying? What is the new way of being for you? And it's like when you work on that, people, what you're doing is that you're healing yourself. You're healing yourself because it's like, one of the things I'm learning, man, is that vulnerability And the ability to face humiliation and embarrassment is the price of admission for achieving everything that you want in life, man. You know, because unless you can allow yourself to be vulnerable to the point where you actually, can acknowledge your weaknesses, and actually be the bigger person to where if you do something that, you could have done better, it's like you go back to that person and you apologize, man. You be like, you know what, man, this is ABC. It's like restoring integrity. You know what I'm saying? And that takes humility, man, and that takes the knowing the potential that it's an embarrassing experience. But you have to be willing to do these things, man. It's like the price of achieving or accomplishing your amazing life is just being willing to really and truly allow yourself to be vulnerable. And the truth is, most people are not willing to do that, people. See, I know that, you know what I'm saying? Because human nature, you don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, think about it. You spent decades creating an image of who you think you are. And then now it's like you got a new identity that the spirit is creating for you, or that you're creating with the spirit. So it's like the bodily image and the spiritual images are drastically different, man. And it's like, it's a tug of war sometimes. But the beautiful thing is that know that you're growing, at least, because at least you can identify what's happening and being willing to make that adjustment, man, because you could see it and you know that it's counterproductive to stay where you are. So obviously you're going to keep taking actions that move you in the direction of where the spirit is trying to take you, man. Because at the end of the day, you realize you can't do this by yourself, and that's where that old way of being is where you're trying to do things yourself. As you merge and become the spirit of God that's inside you, you have to embrace the fact that you have to let go, man, and let God, because it's a lot easier said than done, though, obviously, because if it was that easy, then it's easier to say, okay, no, I'm no longer that old way, and just go straight to the new way. And that sounds good, people, but the reality is that the old way will try to pierce his head back up again, and you just got to be like, look, man, I'm choosing no longer to be this way. And it is scary, people, on the other side. It is very scary, but you know what? That's the beauty of it, man. And, it's like that's where change happens, is that you have to get comfortable being uncomfortable. People, unless you're uncomfortable, you're not growing. You cannot grow in comfort, people. So it's like you have to embrace the fact that you always have to be willing to be uncomfortable, man. And that's a priceless state of mind, a priceless state, a way of being, basically. And I implore you, I encourage you, I would love for you to go on that journey of exploring the unknown and being uncomfortable, people, because that's where your amazing life lies. Anyways, people, I'm gonna cut it off there for now, man. Shout out to Jamaica, man, who is the eye of this world. Shout out to Africa, who is the mother of this world. Shout out to the entire Caribbean and the African diaspora worldwide. Now, people, it's like, obviously, you know that my mandate is to unite the Caribbean and Africa, and the way that we do it, people, is by choosing to stand united, man. Regardless of what's going on, we are gonna choose, people, to stand united. We are gonna be our brothers and sisters keepers. We are gonna empower, inspire, and motivate each other to be the greatest version of ourselves, man. And it's like, another philosophy I have, obviously, is that each one teach one, man. We will always create opportunities to help our brothers and sisters to be successful themselves and to be the best version of themselves, whatever that looks like, providing opportunities, man. It's like, I'm just very happy, man. It's like, I seem like, from what I could see and what I was seeing yesterday, is that God is using two people right now, man, major leaders in different sides of the world, to really make a huge difference. Andrew Olis right now is doing a great job, not just for Jamaica, but the entire Caribbean region, you know what I'm saying? And eventually becoming the beacon for the West, you know what I'm saying? And then you got over there in Africa, ABM Traore, you know what I'm saying, who's really leading. It's like a reincarnation, man, of Marcus Garvey, man, which is to unite black people around the world, you know what I'm saying? And this man is doing it, First they came about with the United States of Africa and creating those passports and setting those up like I'm extremely happy about that, man. I like also the opportunity that they're extending for people that can verify, their ancestry to Africa. They become automatically a citizen. They can become a citizen of the United States of Africa. I mean, these are great ideas, people, because that's what they are. This whole world is built on ideas. And I love these ideas because, these really are transforming people's lives, man. And that's what it's all about, And I'm extremely proud of the leadership right now that Africa is having and starting to, create more of. Because it's like a lot of time people, it's like, God said with a lack of vision, people perish, man. It's like, that's why I always want to paint pictures of what we can do as countries, especially in the Caribbean and Africa, to empower each other and create opportunity and security for our country, for our people, And, of course, I don't want to spend all day doing that today, but I'm just saying it's like every day I'll definitely touch on different topics, man. Like one idea I want to say real quick is whether it's Africa or the Caribbean, I definitely would like to see more where those countries' leadership is encouraging their people to actually not only move back home, but to create industries and, and just really come back to their country and really help to foster all the development that are necessary, man, to bring about prosperity for their people, I mean, there's so many things to come, people. Believe me when I tell you, the future is bright, man. This is the period where we're creating the greatest prosperity period that this world have ever seen. And God is facilitating that, man, by bringing about the people and the leaders, because they're already here. It's just that we have to wake those giants up in people, man. And there's a massive awakening happening right now, you know what I'm saying, around the world. So with that being said, people, my declarations over your life, number one is that you are a millionaire. Number two is that you're married to the person of your dreams. Number three is that you have amazing health and is in the best shape of your life, man. My prayer for you today, people, is that the Spirit of God will continue to lead you and guide you, man, to being the most amazing person that you can possibly be. People, I believe in you, man. Choose to believe in yourself. Y'all have a great day, and we'll talk tomorrow.